The Los Angeles Rams have defeated the Arizona Cardinals 37-20 in their season finale in SoFi Stadium. Hello, I'm Peo Time of the Rams Radar. Feel free to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. In this episode, we are talking about multiple updates that are relevant to the Los Angeles Rams here. Now, we will talk about this game towards the end of the episode, but for now, the important thing to note is the Rams won and have secured the 5th seed in the NFC playoff picture. Other thing of note, just because it's something that we've been tracking all season long, is the pick. So if we go to tankathon.com here, the Falcons pick with the Falcons, today and everything, they go to 8-9 on the year, and they would have secured the 13th overall pick, but they traded that pick to the Rams last year in the NFL draft. So the Rams, no matter what happens in the playoffs, they for sure have a top 13 pick, which I still think is pretty cool. I know a lot of people were cheering it for, to be a top 10 or higher. But at the end of the day, it's an additional first round pick that the Rams can use for, whatever their roster needs are at the time. I know a lot of people are speculating, maybe a quarterback or something. I'm of the mindset of just trade it again. Let's collect more first round picks if we can. But it's still a very valuable asset to the Rams as they go into the next offseason. So we really don't need to talk too much about that right now until after the playoffs are done. But it's been a fun storyline that we've been following all year of Falcons pick watch. Anyway. I'll also point out another minor thing we don't need to worry about right now, but JB Long posted this, that the Rams 2026 regular season schedule, it will have at home, they'll play the Niners, Seahawks, and Cardinals as always in their division. They'll also host the Cowboys, the Giants, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Bills, and the Packers. And that's based on the Rams finishing third or second in the NFC West. So those are the home games, and then in the away column, they'll play the Niners, the Seahawks, the Cardinals, as always. They'll also go to Philly again. They'll go to Washington. They'll go to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. They'll go to Denver to play the Broncos. And it was finalized today that they will travel to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. So that's relevant. Just kind of, it was aftermath of today's games. And that's, we'll care about that when the schedule comes out next offseason. But minor thing to note. Okay, Matthew Stafford officially has won the passing title now. At 4,707 passing yards. He had a 65% completion percentage, 46 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. A phenomenal, season. One of the greatest seasons in NFL history for a quarterback, but also specifically for the Los Angeles Rams. That he was putting up big numbers there. So really fun seeing Stafford sling it all season long. So glad that he's the Rams quarterback, and at the age of 37 years young. So really, really happy to see that from Matthew Stafford, and excited to see him play in the playoffs. He's an MVP in my book. If he's your MVP, let me know in the comments below saying MVP. Okay, we have multiple updates here, so I'm just going to go through them here. The first one being the Rams will play Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:30 p.m. Pacific. That's awesome. I was not expecting that. I'm just so glad we didn't get the Monday night game. But hey, if we don't have to wait that long for the Rams playoff game, I'm here for it. So Rams are playing Saturday versus the Panthers. They're the first playoff game. That's cool. I'm here for that. On the Drake May versus Stafford MVP race, I have a couple things I want to point out here, but Dov Clement is saying against teams with winning record, Drake May 696 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, passer rating, we'll go show more, of 88 rating. Matthew Stafford 1,879 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, and 1 interception, 107 passer rating. It's clear who the MVP is. The caveat to that is Drake May doesn't get to pick their schedule, just saying. But I appreciate the thought. And hey, Stafford's my MVP. Sean McVay, he gets 100 wins as an NFL head coach with that win over Carolina. So congrats to Sean McVay. Uh, the PFF said most seasons with 4,500 passing yards and 40 touchdowns in NFL history, Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady. They each have three. That's awesome. That's good stat there. And Stafford actually did move into six. He passed Dan Marino on the all time passing chart. So it's cool seeing history like that with Stafford. Kevin Demoff, the Rams CFO, he said, led NFL in passing yards, led NFL in touchdowns, played toughest strength of schedule in playoffs, and played third toughest schedule on past defenses. Yes, we are the 5 seed and didn't win our division. 2 points awarded, 3,000 miles away, and 3 minutes after the play shouldn't affect MVP. Yeah, Kevin Dimoff isn't bitter about that 2 point conversion at all against Seattle, but shouldn't affect MVP vote. Phenomenal. And then again, I believe Matthew Stafford's the MVP. We'll see what happens. Stu Jackson had an interesting quote tweet here. Saying, as the Rams enter the playoffs, Jared Verse postgame said Quentin Lake came up to him earlier this week and told him he remembered what Verse said to his interview in Philly after that game, that last year when the Rams lost the playoff game. He told me he's going to, so Quentin Lake told Jared Verse, he told me he's going to hold me to it, so I'm going to make sure I hold myself to it. And the quote was, and this is from January 19th last year, Stu is digging up his reports. Said Jared Verse said, I don't want my teammates to feel like this again. I only want to look in their eyes and see anything but pure bliss and pure happiness. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that doesn't happen. So that's I love hearing that. So again, these are just sort of kind of the aftermath of the season being over, right? And so let's get into this game here. Again, I do want to just highlight a couple things. That the Rams started this game slow, right? And I my watch party, I saw kind of some frustration in the chat and things like that. But the reality is, the Cardinals really wanted to win this game. They were going out strong. They pulled off a phenomenal fake punt. So Cardinals fans, if you're watching, GG's. And the Rams, as you see here, 395 total yards to the Cardinals, 317. 252 passing to the Cardinals, 238. Rushing yards, the Rams' run game really came alive, especially in the second half of this game. 143 rushing yards to the Cardinals, 79. Third down conversion was really good for the Rams today. 9 of 16 to the Cardinals, 4 of 11. And again, that was definitely a slow start. If we would have checked this at halftime, it was not that high. But towards the end of the third quarter, but especially the fourth quarter, the Rams offense really started to find their rhythm. I hope that's something that they can carry into the playoffs, especially against a Panthers team that they lost to earlier this year. So really excited to see what the Rams will do in the playoffs, and hopefully this offense has found its groove again. The Rams defense did sack Jacoby Brissett 6 times in this game, which is why I keep saying this. Rams D-line, their best football we have yet to see. And so I'm hoping that this game is one of those, hey, let's build off that 6-sack performance and let's go, hunting for some quarterbacks in the playoffs. They were able to secure a fumble, and then Josiah Stewart, he was the one that forced the fumble. Kobe Turner recovered it, and Ahkello Witherspoon, he had a really impressive interception where it looked like it was kind of a tie thing, but he went up, he got it, and the receiver was actually trying to rip it from him, but Ahkello clearly kept control of it to the ground. And I love seeing that. The Rams were able to win the time of possession battle in this game. 32 minutes and 11 seconds to the Cardinals, 27 minutes and 49 seconds. I'll also go over to the player stats here. We'll go to Jacoby Brissett, 22 of 31 for 243, 2 touchdowns and the 1 interception. Then DeMarcado, 2 for 29. You know what? The Cardinals' run game, I know that's been a struggle for them all season long, and that continued to be the case this game. They were kind of, obviously a little bit of a committee here. Michael Wilson had a good game, 5 receptions for 99 yards and a touchdown. And Trey McBride was held in check. He was my biggest concern headed into this game, but 7 receptions for 65 yards. And then Jalen Thompson was the leading tackler on defense for them. Now going over to the Rams stats, the one I know you care about the most. Matthew Stafford, 25 for 40, 259 yards, and 4 touchdowns in this game. Passer rating of 114.5. Kyron Williams was 12 for 60 yards on the ground. Blake Corum, 13 for 59. So that, honestly, the Kaiko off to the races the Rams go on the ground. That checks pretty well for them, and that's kind of what I think we can expect to see in the playoffs in terms of a split carry. They really have turned into a dynamic duel in the backfield, and so yeah. Puka Nacua had 2 end-arounds that he was able to get 24 yards on. And then Stafford, with his lightning fast speed, had 1 carries where he tucked and ran, and he got 3 yards on that. And they're doing Jimmy dirty. Jimmy came in and did the kneel down, so that's why he's at -3 yards here, okay? Tyler Higbee, welcome back, big rig Tyler Higgs. 5 receptions for 91 yards and a really great diving catch. He caught it, then he dove for the end zone to get the touchdown. Good to see Big Rig back. Glad he's ready for the playoffs. Puka Nacua, 10 receptions, 76 yards and touchdown. And his touchdown reception, it was a one-handed snag where he just went up and he's like, give me that. Loved it. Really, really great game by Puka Nacua as always. Colby Parkinson had 2 touchdowns on this game, 4 receptions for 36 yards. And again, Colby Parkinson has turned into a red zone threat. Say what you want about Colby Parkinson. I know he kind of got labeled like a blocking tight end last year, but this year he's been phenomenal. I think he's got 8 touchdowns on the season. But yeah, really, really, glad that Kobe Parkinson is part of this elite Rams tight end groom. Jalen McCullen was the leading tackler for the Rams for 5 for 2 today, and Jared Verse had a sack. Deshaun Johnson had 2 sacks. Calling him out. Kobe Turner had a fumble recovery. Let's see who else had a sack. Josiah Stewart had a sack. Byron Young had a sack. Braden Fisk had a sack, leading to the 6 sacks on the day. And Ahkello Witherspoon had that interception. Ronnie Rivers, shout out Ronnie Rivers. The Rams special teams has been criticized for valid reasons, but Ronnie Rivers had 4 returns for 107 yards this game. I still think the Rams have a return for a touchdown in them. We haven't seen it this year. Maybe we see it in the playoffs. I'd be okay with it. And Xavier Smith, he didn't have a ton of opportunity this game, but he's still a player I think could take one to the house. Harrison Mevis, the thicker kicker, he was perfect for all of his field goals and extra point, 3 for 3. He had a long of 42 and 4 for 4 on extra points. That's what you want out of your kicker, consistency. I'm pleased with that and look forward to having him as the Rams kicker heading into the playoffs. I don't necessarily expect them to be trying any, Cam Little 65 plus yard field goals in the playoffs, but I think that Harrison Mevis and Alex Ward in that unit have secured those jobs moving forward, and I don't have to get a defibrillator on standby every time the Rams line up for a field goal now. That's going to do it for me in this episode of the Rams Radar. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'll be live on Wednesday for First Down Rams with my co-host Rams House to talk everything Rams, the playoffs, Panthers. And Panthers fans, I'm ready for you this week. Last time they played, I was shocked at the amount of Panthers fans that were, watching all my videos and, did hashtag keep pounding. So excited for that kind of the Panthers fan treatment again this week. And of course, I'll be hosting a watch party for the Rams versus Panthers. As always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams, playoff time.